Hey gangs, thanks for joining us. Welcome again to another episode of Get Help Hangouts, where we're going to try and answer some questions that come to your mind. We've got a great guest there. Our new manager is going to be helping us out at the Google group. Before we get to that though, I just want to give you a couple of quick links and then we're going to do some introductions. So the first thing that I want to show is if you've got any questions, we want you to make sure that you can use the Q&A tool from our slideshow. So goo.gl/slide/3PGAUQU. That's going to be our link, and just put any questions in there. We'll make sure that we get them off to our guests, and we will. I'll bring that URL again, time to time during the broadcast. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, my name is Trevor Beck. I am a Google evangelist at a university here in Canada. I was told I need to show the weather here today. I have a snowstorm coming in, and we're expecting anywhere between 4 and 6 inches of snow to be hitting over the next 12 to 18 hours. So, and Nick likes to laugh at me when that kind of stuff happens. Anyways, and I am also a Google certified trainer as well. We'll start with Allison with introductions, please.
Hi, my name's Allison Malika, and I am on the East Coast in the United States. I've been involved with the Google Education Trainer program since 2011.
Next.
And then, hello, I'm Nick Cusimano. I have a new job now since the last time. I am Director of Instructional Technology for suburban St. Louis School District, and Google Certified Trainer, Innovator, and the rest of the alphabet soup. If there's a certification, I, like Allison, have sought it out.
Good stuff. And our guest for today, I'm going to let you introduce yourself and your position. This is the focus that we're going to be doing today on the new training program. So, David, you want to take it away then?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Trevor. Hi, I'm David. David Chen. I work in Mountain View, California. I'm part of the Google for Education team. I focus primarily on the Certified Trainer program.
Excellent. Okay, Allison, I think you had a question you want to start off with.
Oh, well, we have so many questions to ask David today. But mostly, it's great to have you with us. We as trainers have interacted with you and have met you in the past, David. David has taken over for Justin, and we were hoping that you kind of update us on where everyone has shifted around to.
Yeah, sure. So really nice being with you all today. I think this is my first Hangout, and it's really exciting to kind of, for me, getting the pulse of the program. Like Allison briefly mentioned, I am newly initiated to this wonderful community. I've taken over this program from Jenny Reynolds, who you guys may have met before, and I will be working with Justin on kind of coordinating and making sure that this program is really successful for current trainers, and then also, very importantly, for our future generations of trainers that come and join us. And I'm really excited about the opportunities that we have here. I've always thought that trainers are potentially like the most impactful community that we can have at Google for Education, and just the general skill set and knowledge that the trainers all bring to the table, and being able to be really on the ground too. And I always think of you guys as the boots on the ground, and without trainers, I really can't imagine, how teachers would be using like tools as successfully as they are doing today. So, like I said, if you have any questions or any thoughts about like the program, I'm just continuing to get a pulse of like what's going on and kind of organizing my thoughts on where this program should head. I do have some thoughts today I'd love to share with you guys, but you just consider me as your main point of contact, your insider at Google for the Certified Trainer program.
Thank you. We were wondering if you personally coming into this role, what do you envision for the program, or what are your high priorities right now?
Yeah. So first, I want to reiterate that this program is just great, and I think we're very happy with like all the progress that we've made with the certified trainer program. We have about 2,000 certified trainers now around the world, spanning 70 different countries, and so we're truly a global community, and really, you know, kind of happy with like what people have been doing as well in training teachers. That being said, I think we're just at the tip of like the iceberg here. I think our growth in this program can be much greater, and that's kind of like why I'm so excited to take on this role, which is to grow this program. And so thinking about like, you know, where this program is headed in the future, there's really, I have 3 kind of themes that I want to focus on over the next year or so. Is to think about, number 1, new trainers. You know, where can we find really new and like passionate trainers that can be valuable additions to this community? And so, you know, we've been able to grow really quickly organically, you know, and being able to just get people who are interested. Are there other ways to find people that would be really valuable additions? So you might have noticed that we've started talking a lot about instructional coaches and TOSAs and technology integration specialists. I think if we can be a little bit more clear about, you know, how this program is suitable for them, we can bring a lot of great people into this program. And if you guys have any ideas about where we might go and, you know, find great trainers, maybe even through your own personal networks, I'm more than happy to jump on a call or talk to you. The second focus is happier trainers. I think I want, you know, everyone in this program to really feel like empowered and you know, valued and recognized. So I'll be thinking a lot about like the post-application experience as well, to make it a more you know, exciting and just like generally more joyful, I think, right? It's not that, I think that you guys find a lot of enjoyment out of what you do, and that's what makes you guys so great, just training. And I'm going to do a little bit thinking about whether, you know, there's better ways for us to recognize you, to connect you with the right people so that you can grow. And then lastly, impactful trainers. So I think, you know, it's, you know, the journey of a trainer goes all the way down to, like, of course, the student, right? And so, you know, you help teachers in order for teachers to help students. And so I'd really like to start thinking about how we start measuring the impact of a trainer on, one, like the classroom, like the student outcomes, and to be able for students to really, you know, gain value from like a trainer working with that teacher. And then two, the adoption of the tools. So how does a trainer really tie into like the adoption? I have no doubt that trainers do this and are able to really help adopt tools, but what is that, you know, what is the kind of the data behind it? I am a self-professed data geek, so I'm really taking this on as something that I really want to really figure out and report back to you guys and tell you, Alice and Nick, you know, Trevor, you guys trained 15 times last year. This led to X amount of certifications, and this led to this amount of active usage on a monthly basis at this domain. And that would be really wonderful, I think, for not only us to know Google, but for trainers as well.
That is a great list. Well, thank you.
David, I know actually part of the show coming to fruition was part of the revamping of the trainer process, and that's how I think all three of us got to meet you, at least two of us, and at least I think Alice and I were in the same focus group. What did you learn during that process and part of the revamp?
Yeah, so the Certified Trainer Program obviously has changed, and I think it's changed for the better. Please give us all the feedback that you can if you think similarly, or especially if you think differently. But I think we retained the best bits of it, and then also iterated on the the things that we thought could improve. So the things that, let's say, just stay the same, okay, are the community, right? The community, once you get into the program, it's still there. A lot of the membership benefits remained the same, so you still get all the things that you were entitled to in the previous program. The things that really changed here are the kind of the preparation aspect and like the value proposition for the program. And so let me break those down a little bit. The preparation, so prior to the current program, many of you guys had to suffer through the Trainer Essentials exams. I will admit that those were some pretty gnarly exams, 5 exams on various products, and we realized that needed some retooling, so that's why we developed the Trainer course. And the Trainer course, one, focuses on a lot of the things that you guys do on an everyday basis, such as coaching, facilitating, delivering presentations, being able to affect school leaderships for positive organizational change. And we started to capture some of those things and then really highlight them so that trainers feel like they can come into the application like with those skills, and so that they're not, I'm sure everyone already had some already, and we just wanted to reaffirm those things. And that is also reflected in the new assessment that we've created called the Trainer Skills Assessment. And taking that, this new assessment tests on the trainer course to ensure that one was able to learn some of those skills or has those skills and knowledge. And also, of course, the trainer course assesses on one's understanding of Google for Education too, which is a very important thing, I think, for our trainers to be able to speak well to like our privacy policies, what Google for Education does as a company and as an organization. We didn't want to kind of leave you guys in the dark on those. And the other piece of the preparation is being less about just the product, but more about the pedagogy of applying those tools too. So you guys can kind of see the hint there that we were kind of headed in that direction with the training center, and level 1 to level 2, how it's not just about learning tools, it's about learning how to apply those tools. And so that's why we've made level 1 and level 2 the other 2 exams that trainers will have to take and get the credentials for to apply. So we went from 5 exams to 3 exams, which I think is an improvement and also a nice cost saving as well. And then the last bit that kind of I'm really happy that we changed was really starting to change the identity of the program, the value proposition, right? And that it's for people who love training educators in an embedded role. Now, these are folks who are in schools, working on demand, on site with schools, and kind of being there side by side on a one-to-one, one-to-many capacity. And we really think that these folks were kind of underserved, and we wanted to kind of change that. And now that's not just to say that this is not for anyone else, like the consultants and the enterprising training companies out there. It's definitely still for those folks, but we just focused a little bit more. Yeah, I think that captures, the 2 parts that I'm most excited about. Was there anything specifically else that you wanted me to address?
I think I would just like to dovetail on what you were saying about, focusing on the technology integration specialists, because I've been working with people who want to become certified over the years, and it's been kind of a gray area on who would want to become a Google certified trainer. And earlier, the thinking was that it was really, if you wanted to become a certified educator, you were the person or innovator that wanted to stay in your school. And if you wanted to become a trainer, you were the person that wanted to leave or go out on the road and train. And it's really been allowed us to redirect and help people understand that it really is something that you want in your school, and every school would benefit from having a trainer on site because of the access that you have to the program, the access that you have to other trainers, and materials and resources. So really, my message would be that schools should be looking to have as many certified educators on staff, and at least have their technology integration people be those certified trainers within the context of their district. I think there's a huge value there. And I'm glad it's redefined that way. I think it's most helpful.
Absolutely, Allison. I think it's the targeting of our audience here that, is really a spectrum of your involvement and how much you want to support teachers. You can definitely still be a certified educator and just, focus on, still help teachers and train other teachers, and that's completely fine. But if you want, for instance, that to take it to another level and like connect with other people who are doing the same thing, and the global community is really something that a certified educator may not have, but will have in the certified trainer community.
Yeah, I just want to add on top of that, I wouldn't be in my new position if I wasn't a trainer, and I wouldn't be. I love the connections that I've gained from being a certified trainer. People I've met all over the world. I want to say it was at least a year before Allison and I met face to face, if not longer. But we connected through the trainer group and through Google Plus. And it just opens up so many opportunities for you, because I'm in charge of a lot of PD for my district, and I already had built that up by becoming a Google for Education certified trainer, which made that part a smooth transition. That part is actually the smoothest part of my job. I feel very comfortable training other teachers. It's all the other stuff outside of that part that is definitely new, but this part, because I've already been a Google trainer, that's already made that transition smooth.
It'd probably be a good idea. Maybe I can do a quick screen share and show people where the new, how to access it and what the web page looks like and where to find the information. And also, while we're doing that, I know that we're going to want to talk a little bit about recertification. There is some information on the website, but current trainers are really interested in getting solid clarification. What should they expect to need to do going into 2017 to become recertified or maintain their current certification?
Totally, that's a great question, Allison. And the long and short of it is, let's start with like the short of it is that you don't need to do the trainer skills assessment or to do the trainer course to get recertified. And so over the level 1, you don't need to do any of those application requirements. You're in the program, you stay in the program, and so you don't need to go and do all that, to go through the application process for further cohorts. Now, the current recertification process for existing trainers is only changed in one way, and that is the inclusion of a product update assessment. And so this will be administered in January to current trainers, and it'll basically be a short multiple choice question on all of the different product launches and updates that have happened at Google over the last year. And this will also have a number of just like kind of content that we will have sent to you your way prior, so that you can kind of capture it all and be able to like track and understand like what all the product updates have happened. And so just that has changed, and being able to pass that, and then the other recertification things stay the same. So that's still submitting your trainings through the Education Activity app, and then sharing a resource on the internal certified trainer site. So Yeah, I think really just one thing to like think about for your recertification, how it's changed, which is this product update assessment and related product materials that we'll be sending to you. And just um, stay tuned. And we haven't built that assessment yet because we're still collecting all of the product updates. You know, there's still like more probably for the remainder of the year. So once we aggregate all the products and of the year, we'll put together that assessment and send it out to you guys in January.
That sounds fabulous. I think that, to me, that sounds like if you weren't able to keep up, you're going to provide access to resources to get up to date, and the assessment will just serve as an inquiry tool to help assist with that, you know, solidifying that all the trainers have the up-to-date knowledge of what has happened.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a win-win. Yeah, that sounds really good.
And I know a number of us will be very excited to see what kind of information you'll be providing about the new Google Sites.
Yeah, you know, it's like really exciting early days on the Google Sites, and I can't wait for this to be rolled out more broadly. I think some people are still, you know, dog fooding it and being part of this early adopter program for the sites. And so I think, what's today's date? The
10/14.
14th. Okay. I have a feeling that something will happen in the next week or so.
Oh, good. You want to elaborate on that?
So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Oh, you're killing me.
So I know Allison's going to show us the websites and stuff in a second, but I got a quick question.
Whenever you're ready. Yep.
Sorry, I was going to say I saw a quick question that came in before, and I kind of followed up with it. There's the new logo for the certified trainer. I saw with the new T-shirts and stuff like that, which everyone is very excited about the store to go and buy T-shirts and shirts and stuff like that with the new logo. Is there going to be a new logo for the badges at some point in time, or is it just strictly that? Can that logo be used anywhere else other than on printed materials, or sorry, novelty materials?
So the badge that you guys have posted and pasted and copied is not going to change. So that is still the same badge that you can find on the internal site, and you can use that badge as long as it's under the various branding guidelines. What we did, so no change there. The new logo, hope you guys like it. Hope it looks, you know, kind of spiffy. It is something that we've been able to put on the new, like the merchandise, like the swag, right, that you can order now through the store. I don't have any problem with taking that logo and then putting it on other things. Like if you wanted to put it in your email signature and, you know, attaching that somewhere, I don't have any problem with that. And I guess if they're, you know, this is kind of one of those situations where, like, as long as it's not abused, it's fine, right? And so I don't want to see it like next to like I don't know. I can't imagine like what a poor abuse of it would be, but I don't have any problem of just like kind of taking that logo and applying it.
Perhaps at some point in time, you could provide a digital download format for people to access, as well as the way people should make use of it. Because as someone who deals with a lot of people that make use of logos and stuff like that, you'd be surprised how many people will grab a screenshot and then stretch it all out of shape and stuff like that. And if those files are available with, you know, the instructions of, you know, you can't stretch it this way without this way, I think that'll help keep the brand as clean as possible.
Yeah, keeping that aspect ratio, I know at least with other badges, that's a important thing, so that you keep that consistent look.
Yeah, duly noted. We'll consider that. Yes.
So more question kind of on the people who are interested in becoming trainers with the new, I guess revamp is maybe the better word now, is like one of the questions is list 5 recent Google specific trainings. Is there a way, do you have like a guideline? How many trainings should someone have done before they apply, or how best to kind of prep people for that application process?
Oh, so you're asking a question, is like any application tips for the new certified trainer program? Yeah, for sure. So I'm number one, like think the new application is, I personally think it's a lot better. It's a lot more streamlined and a lot tighter. Hopefully you guys have been able to jump into the portal and like kind of see how the application now flows. I think it's a lot clearer, and really picked on the things that we thought would be strong indicators of a good trainer, and kind of got rid of like some of the things that didn't really matter. Even though as much as I liked going to your guys' Twitter handles, it really wasn't that useful. And so some of the application tips I have for the group, if for people who want to apply, is one, get the exams out of the way early. If you don't have your level 1 or your level 2 trainer skills assessment, try to knock those out and just get like your product knowledge and your training skills, like kind of credentials, stored away. And that way when the application opens, since it opened 2 days ago, Wednesday, now you can focus your time on the short answer questions, which are going to be really great indicators of your training experience, and then also your trainer video. And the trainer video is the second, tip. It's like really try to submit an awesome trainer video. Spend some really good time, focusing on like making that video like a really great representation of who you are and your personality. And so we ask, 2 questions now in like the trainer video that we didn't really ask before. One, why you wish to become a trainer. And so we really want to kind of understand like what motivated you to do this, how your prior experiences have made you kind of influence you to get here. And then secondly, your screencast of tutorial of Google tool should be done with a pedagogical mindset to it. So how is we want to see in your tutorial like how a certain tool is actually applied directly in the classroom context. I've seen some videos where they just kind of walk you through just the product, and we want to see a little bit more of the educational magic. And one other thing I really encourage people to do if you're considering applying is reach out to a current certified trainer who's kind of gone through this process, or not gone through the new process, but can tell you a little bit about their experiences in the program, and so that you know that this is a good fit for you, and you can kind of talk to them about why, like what makes you interested, and they can give you tips too on like, the application.
Yeah, which is a great segue. I have been a judge of the previous one, so some of the things that you hit on is in the new thing it asks you to share your resources, and one of the best things I can have you do is have someone else look at it so that you can make sure that it's public, because we can't evaluate your work unless we can see your work. And I know we've all done that in presentations. All of a sudden we're about to present and you're like, can't you see that document? I shared it with you, and it's still private. So be sure, have someone else look at your links to make sure that they're public, because sometimes it's better if you have someone check it from a different account, because once we're signed in our account, we can see it, of course, because we're the owners. So be sure to share that out. And advice on the video. So part of the section is in front of the screen. Don't be shy, get in front of the screen. Don't stress out about it. Share your motivation, answer the questions that they've asked. It's just a chance to meet more people. When you do your screen share, and it needs to be a screen share, because it does, use Screencastify, Camtasia, Snagit, Screencast-O-Matic. There's lots of tools out there that are free or pretty darn cheap that can help you through that process. And take us through that moment, show us those, how people can use it in their classroom. We can make it entertaining, all the better. I will tell you that the two most popular ones are Google Classroom and Google Forms. If you can expand past that, that just provides some variety. I would suggest looking at Delane Johnson's her previous video, because it's pretty great. She did hers on the bacon number and different ways of using it, so that's 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon. And my bacon number is 2. Being a former theater person, I know people in the business. And so that's one of the things that can help you out, is be sure that you're doing your screencast, and that tip has a beginning, middle, and end. So those are just some tips as one who's watched, gosh, I think I'm close to 500 probably now over the past 2 or 3 years that I've watched. So just try to make it entertaining. When I did mine, I made mine, of course I did Google Forms, because how original can it get, but I at least did, I framed it after a Calgon commercial, for those of you who are old enough to remember that. So
those are good tips for the video. Be creative is always fun. We do have a question. Trevor, you see that?
Yeah, I was just going to present it right there.
Yeah.
So the question is, I want to be sure we need the level 1 even though we already have level 2. Last
Is that a question for me?
Sure, go ahead.
Yeah, we get that question a lot. Like, people who have used Google for a while, when the level 1 and level 2 exams came out, they just skipped over everything, took the level 2 and called it a day. And they want to know, if we did that, do we have to take level 1 to apply to become a Google certified trainer? Can you just clarify that for the world?
Yes.
yes,
Fine, that's great.
Yes.
That has been my answer as well, but I wanted to hear it from Google.
Yes. All the trainer application requirements, those are kind of compulsory, right? And so we'll need to kind of get all of them. And the reason why we do ask for level 1 too is so that you kind of get a sense of, like, what are some of the things that a teacher might do initially with the tools, so that you can kind of be in their shoes a little bit, and so you don't just jump right to the advanced, because, like you guys know, all learning is kind of scaffolded, and so this is kind of how we thought of just scaffolding it. So, level 1's kind of not just for you, but for, like, putting yourself in the shoes of the educators you're training.
True, and also when the program changed over for they added educator level 1 and 2 and didn't require that to become a trainer, I would recommend it anyway, because if you're going to train, that material alone in the fundamentals training is super helpful for trainers in terms of ideas for lesson planning, resources, different ways to apply the tools in different scenarios. So it's content rich, not just the exam, but the training itself. No matter how many years you've been using Google, you will benefit from going through the fundamentals training.
As somebody that doesn't teach anymore, I work at a university. I used to teach a fair bit, but I haven't taught for quite a while. But I am the trainer here. It was a good read through to brush up on some of the, the teaching stuff, and to look through the practical application, some of the stuff that maybe as a trainer I don't, I'm not as familiar with, especially with the way technology has changed in the last 10 years. I mean, or last even 3 years with Google, and that how you can apply those changes and apply that technology to whatever is going on. Those are actually some really good points that I enjoyed when I was going through those tests.
And that's a great resource for when they're not training with you. You're like, well, where should you go to refresh? Go to the training site.
Speaking of which,
Yes,
Perhaps, Allison, can you take us on a tour there?
I will. So an easy way to get to, I always say the easiest way to get to everything that you need is go to google.com/edu. Every once in a while, they shuffle things around as things get updated. So this is a great starting point. And the training for trainers is available. Just hover over the training navigation, select for trainers. This will bring you to the Google Education Training Program. And for a certified trainer, just keep in mind that application window opened, what, 2 days ago, right?
Yes.
And so to apply for 2016, last chance to become a 2016 trainer, your deadline is December 31st, and acceptance notifications will be issued in January. So if your question was, I did the level 2, do I need to take the level 1? Well, you have plenty of time to get all this done. So we're looking forward to a huge batch of certified trainer applications this fall. When you get to the website itself, take some time to go through all of the information, because starting with who should join. And I had mentioned earlier that really every school could greatly benefit. I work with school districts every week. I'm in a new school district or a different one, and I think to myself, goodness gracious, if they had a certified trainer on staff, wouldn't their life be so much easier? They would have the knowledge and the network and the wherewithal to really help lead and make decisions about better leveraging the Google tools. So who should join? Your technology coaches, your specialists, even your Google admin. Even though that person might become a Google certified admin, it wouldn't hurt for them to be also a Google certified trainer as well. Really understanding a teacher's role in education is very important for people making decisions about how the technology is deployed and managed in the domain. And there's a list of benefits on why you should join. And I want to say for you folks out there that, plan to be trainers and stay within your school district. You are going to have a profile in the Google for Education directory when you become a trainer, and you'll have other schools call upon you to come in and help them out too, which is a lot of fun and can be very rewarding as well. And then everything you need to know about joining, the requirements, some examples, and if you click on these little information icons, it'll tell you a little bit more about each of those application criteria. And then finally, what the trainers do each year to maintain their certification. So that's it. Go ahead and apply.
Allison, can you show us where or if you know where the assessment is? I'd be interested in taking that just to see right now.
Oh, sure. Okay, so you need to do the training. So when you get down to the requirements, it asks you to go through the trainer course and then take the trainer skills assessment. So the trainer course is set up similarly and actually in line with the fundamentals, the advanced training. These are the training courses that are in check with Google Educator Level 1 and Level 2 certification exams. So the course is here. And for certification, certified trainer here, if you click on certification, go down to how can I join, and there's the skills assessment. I would imagine, yeah, so this will bring you to your, if you've already done the Google Educator and Admin and/or exams, it'll bring you into where you can register for an exam, and then you click on for educators, and in this case for trainers, there's the Google for Education Trainer Skills Assessment, and it's $15, and you just buy it and take the exam. You do need to set up an account. If you've never taken an exam before with Google, it takes a few minutes to set up your account, and then once you have your account set up, you can purchase your exams directly through that portal anytime.
Excellent, thank you. We've got a question here. Does Google cap how many people can become certified trainers each year?
Nope.
More the merrier.
Yeah. Nope. There's really thinking about there's really no finite number of people who are training educators, so there really shouldn't be a finite number of people who get admitted into the program. So we're going to continue growing as an organization. More and more schools are going to be using Google Apps, so it didn't really make sense to cap it. We just, of course, will continue to be very selective about who we do bring in. So we're not going to sacrifice quality in term for like more applicants, but yeah, I don't really look at it as a quota.
Yeah, it's much more meeting that quality mark with your application than I know with Innovator it gets narrowed down to a particular number of people, but for the trainer it's just if you meet the score on those criteria in the different areas, then you become a trainer. So it's not a limited number game there.
I also encourage technology integration specialists and coaches to network outside of their district, within their geographical area with others. You can join a GEG on Google Plus for your state or city and find other folks who might be studying the trainer material and taking that exam, and then work with each other and help each other out. So, you know, don't wait until you become a trainer to network with others. Network with your schools now, because chances are there's plenty of Google schools near you.
Okay, excellent. I think that pretty much answers all of our questions that we have for David. Is there anything else that you'd like to say to sum up, David, or are we good there?
Thank you guys so much. This has been really I think this is an awesome thing that we do for us all to kind of like, stay apprised of the program. And like I kept saying, like I said, just keep doing what you guys are doing. Like, I think whatever, the great work that you guys are doing, just, even though the program has changed, for the current trainers, just keep like doing all the great work you're doing with educators, and help us grow the program. And like I said, I'm really open to like ideas or suggestions on where we might be able to find great folks, the next Allison, Trevor, and Nix. Yeah, feel free to shoot either of these folks a message about an idea, or message me directly. So I'm very happy to kind of be leading this movement with you guys, and so thank you for having me.
Excellent. So
Thank you.
Thank you.
Guys, do you guys have anything else that you want to add in, or do you want to finish that off today, and we can, for the next episode, we can pick up on more skills-based stuff?
Absolutely. I think we've thank you. I mean, tons of information shared today.
Excellent. Okay, so that's what we'll do is we're wrapping up now. I think what we'll do is in the Google group, we're going to put in a post there about maybe some suggestions of some skills or some information on a particular tool or something like that maybe you might want to see in the Hangout help here. And so we'll put some information there, and you guys can add some comments there what you'd like to see. Other than that, I think that's it. So goodbye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks again. Bye, everyone.